Hey, what's happening, everybody? This is Adam from Up and Adam Comics. So I want to welcome everybody for joining. I wanted to, in this video, to highlight some things about Free Comic Book Day, some things that I picked up myself. And then at the end of this, I do have a giveaway that I won from Biggnasty. So I'm going to open that up and see what I got there. So without any further ado, as I've mentioned before, I help out a lot with Secret Lair Comics, which is located in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I'm good friends with the owner and all the employees there as well. So I try to help out and pitch in with pricing of books and also help them out with their events when they just need some extra bodies and things to do. So on Friday night, I helped out setting up the shop for getting all the bundles of books and separated and kind of laid out and kind of a plan and strategy made for how the day was going to work out. So that took a couple of hours to get all of that together. But that was kind of a fun night where we're just, shooting the breeze and and just talking about, things that are coming up for the next day. So and then at the end of the night, the owner Chris was just kind of like, "Hey, grab your books now because tomorrow's going to be crazy." So he just said, grab however many you want, just whatever. So I'm going to show off some of that stuff that I picked up. And normally for the shop for what that started on Saturday, there was a bunch of sales. We had 35% off back issues. There was some additional prices off of dollar books. I think they were doing 25 for $10, if I remember right. And it was like half price off magazines and that kind of thing. And 15% off of the wall pricier back issues. So there's some great deals there. I think reporting back, I think it was the biggest the biggest day of sales for the shop for the whole time that that this owner has had it over the last few years. So he was really excited about that. The way that the free comic books were run, it was five. Normally, for most people, it was 5 books. You could get one per title. But Chris, the owner, he likes to support local charity. He's really big into supporting the SPCA. So he was like, if you bring an extra $5, you can get an extra 5 books. So you could get 10 books. Those limits didn't apply to me, but I didn't go too crazy with everything. So without further ado, just show off some of the books that I got there. First thing that I got was this DC All In special, which is a flip book. So half of it is a Superman Unlimited, and the other half is this Absolute Universe story. I don't want to spoil anything for that because it did appear to have some new material in there to consider. But the Superman Unlimited was a fun read. And then in the middle, they kind of talk through what is going on in the Absolute Universe and then what is happening in the current DC universe. So if you need a good jumping on point, they're getting ready to start off with the Superman Unlimited series pretty soon. So it's a good lead into that series. As a big, Fantastic Four being my biggest book that I collect, of course, I had to get the Marvel big book, which I'm not sure if this is the start of the Fantastic Four series or just an extra story. I think it's going to be just an extra story. But it's got Humberto Ramos art in it, which I'm curious to see. I've seen him do some stuff with Fantastic Four characters before, so I think he'll be fun artist to have on the book. But this also included a preview from this giant size X-Men book, and then at the end there's a Wolverpool and Deadverine. So a Wolverine, Deadpool, and or Gwenpool and Deadpool, Wolverine, some kind of combo characters. There's like a little short story at the very end for that, just kind of silly. But that was something that was, included in that book as well. One of the most popular books right now, which of course just based on popularity is Mark Spears. There's definitely people that are just collecting Mark Spears covers and things like that. But this is the Mark Spears Monsters, which is kind of like what they did for this cover is kind of that like NWA tribute cover where they're all looking down, but it's kind of Monster Squad and NWA. So what could be better than that in my book? So, but anyway, there's a lot of a really great um, uh, creepy clown story in this one. So this was a really fun read. I enjoyed it a lot. So I know that one's been very popular. So hopefully you can get a copy of that if you had. Next thing I picked up was Post Malone's Big Rig. I was thinking about not picking this up, but when I started flipping through it, and I was like, oh man, there's a big like 18 wheeler truck and he's mowing over zombies. And I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. I will say, overall, the story was a little bit jumbled and kind of all over the place for a little bit. Made it, I don't know, it just didn't seem to flow quite as well as I wanted, but it was a fun read. I think this is leading into a graphic novel. Probably not picking up the graphic novel, but I mean, it honestly, it was better than I thought it would be. I don't know much about Post Malone, honestly, but to have like a musician or somebody like that to put himself out there, create something and do a comic, it was better than what I thought. So next thing I picked up was Diablo, which is also a mature title. All the mature titles have the red uh, uh, trade trade logo at the very top there. This I wanted a little bit more from this, but definitely been playing the Diablo games. It was a little fun, but they have a lot of black and white art in there. And then they have some process pictures, which I really enjoyed, and then some like character designs in that. So if you enjoy that kind of D&D thing, or playing Diablo, the video game, might want to pick that one up as well. Along with that is Critical Role, famous podcast that does their own D&D groups, put out this Mighty Nine Origins thing, and it also includes some a Black Hammer story in there. So if you're interested in either of those, this was a quick read but a fun read. Uh, I picked up this as well, which was Godzilla: The New Heroes, and there's a few different. There's a preview of Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone and Starship Godzilla, and then just a regular Godzilla story. It was okay. I wasn't totally won over with this one, but it's Godzilla. So if you're into the Zilla, that might be fun. Uh, Star Wars came out with a free comic book day, which also it seems like the going rate is to include a lot of different stories in your free comic book day to kind of get people hooked on the next thing. And that was kind of the way this one is set up, to try to introduce people to different things, from the regular Star Wars to Legacy of Vaders to Jedi Knights. There was a whole bunch of things that the little stories were leading into. So if you're a Star Wars fan, it was so close to May the 4th, or Revenge of the 5th. Make sure to pick up one of those as well. And next was I Hate Fairyland. And what I thought was a little unique about this was this kind of retold the whole synopsis of all the I Hate Fairyland, I believe, that's led up to this point. So I thought that was a real clever idea, because it created its own like jumping on point, even though there's not like I mean, there is a story arc that's getting ready to start, but it was there. It's hard to get people to jump in on the. I think they're up to like 40, or yeah, exactly. They're starting a new thing with 41, so they've done 40 issues. So if you're thinking or you heard good things about this, pick this up, and then you'll be ready for 41 when that one comes out. Uh, Next is Black Mirror, San Junipero. Junipero, however you say that. Um, I don't remember this episode. And it might be, I haven't seen the last couple of seasons that have been on Black Mirror, but I think this is just a straight comic telling of one of those stories. But I did enjoy reading that. Then there was Marvel Voices, which did have some reprint stuff in it, but it does have a new Ironheart story in it. So it does include some things from Marvel's Voices Legends, X-Men The Wedding Special, Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Special, and Kokori Reshaper of Worlds excerpt. So it has a whole bunch of like little short stories and then a new Ironheart in there. This was Boom's. They're getting ready to celebrate, I think, their 20th anniversary. And so they included a bunch of short little stories in here from Berserker, Irredeemable, Many Deaths of Layla Starr, which was absolutely wonderful. If you haven't picked that up, definitely seek out that trade. Mouse Guard, and then a Hello Darkness story in there. So again, like really short excerpts, but trying to get you hooked on other things. And this one, I think flew under the radar for some people, but this was IDW's Dark Free Comic Book Day book. So one thing that's significant in that is it does have the new a new story leading into Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. So there's a story in there for that. So definitely worth checking that out. And there's also a 30 Days of Night story. Tuatha and Blood Honey are kind of the four books highlighted in there. Next up was Conan Scourge of the Serpent. So they're starting to do another kind of crossover or multi-tale, um, crossover in a way. So some they did one recently, and Blackstone, I believe it was. And not only did it cross over into comics, but it had a novel that was tied into the story. And it sounds like they're doing something like that similarly with the Scourge of the Serpent. So there is going to be a Conan Scourge of the Serpent #1 that this leads into, as well as Savage Sword of Conan. And it does say that there's this new event starting this fall. So that was fun. And then they also had some kind of like sketches in the back and a little sneak preview of some different things that are coming up. So that I thought that was a pretty well done book. Then I also picked up the Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Universe Free Comic Book Day version. This was just okay. It had three different stories. There was Ultimate Spider-Man Prelude, Incursion Prelude that was in there. There's an ASM story that's in there as well. Was just okay, but typically Spider-Man isn't getting me too excited right now anyway. And then the last thing that I picked up was this Blood Type, which was EC Comics. They're doing it through Oni, that they have been doing a bunch of different titles through that. It says it's kind of a continuation of what's been done in the 50s with the original EC pre-code horror books. I don't think these hit quite as strong, these series have, as of course as the originals. Hard to beat the originals. One thing that I got kind of disappointed about was that all the stories in here were things from the other Epitaphs from the Abyss, Cruel Universe, and Cruel Kingdom. So other than getting a new cover, there really wasn't a big need to pick this up if you've been getting the other issues. But they're good. They picked out some good stories, but it was still like, I've read this already. I wanted something new. But it's free. How can I complain? Also, my shop owner did make an order. There was some really cheap like incentive variants and things like that that were available through Diamond. So for helping out, he just kind of threw these in for me for free. And they're both 1 in 25 variants, but I got the Fantastic Four variant for #16. And then also for number 17, this is kind of cool with the big mouth coming in there, and Ben Grimm's ready to punch some teeth out. So he had me kind of go through earlier. I forgot about it, but it's like, hey, go through these, see if there's any of those things that you want. So, but then he was like, hey, I'm just giving them to you. So I thought that was very sweet. Thanks so much, Chris. Um, and then I picked up a few other things because we had some good sales, like I mentioned. And I did pick up a couple of other free books just yesterday that I forgot to pick up, which I haven't read yet, with the 2000 AD with Judge Dredd stuff in it, and then also the Energon universe. I don't know why I forgot to pick this one up, but I thought I'd give that one a try as well. So I started digging in the dollar bins, just to see what was out there. I picked up a couple. This cover just disturbed me so much. This is Brat Pack number 3, from, I guess, King Hell, or no, sorry, number 4, part 4 of 5, the King Hell comics. But it looks like, little nutsack, or I guess it's supposed to be money or something, but it looks like a nutsack hanging down. And just the covers in this series, I looked up some of those, they're crazy. But it was like the more I looked at it, the more disturbing it became. And so I was like, yeah, I got to pick that up. So pick that one up. And of course, the ever popular ferret. I've been after this whole like ferret discovery from Hagen and Nate, Hagen from Lettuce Comics and Nate from Hall. Yeah. Um, I, I couldn't find this ferret number 1, and now it's popping up everywhere that I look. So, but this is the die cut issue number 1 from that series. So now I'm picking them up, and they'll get thrown in boxes for people just for fun. And then I did pick up a few books from the back issue bins. I've been trying to get some pre-code horror stuff. I mean, not pre-code, Bronze Age Marvel horror. I can't afford the pre-code horror. I'd love to get some of that someday. But there was a couple of issues that they had that were cheap that I went ahead and picked up. First was Chamber of Chills number 10. Just a cool, it has the Pithecanthrope giant is defrosting in the museum. You can see his hand reaching out there. So thought that was really cool. This cover I just thought was really cool. It's Where Monsters Dwell, number 25, and it's the ruler of the earth. But that's a cool like golem kind of thing where all these people are climbing all over it. So I'm excited to read that. And then Where Monsters Dwell number 11, and this is these, kind of reprint some earlier stuff, but it's Gruto, all those um, uh, kind of like onomatopoeia names that Marvel was using as before they started all their heroes. They had all these crazy monsters that always had like Zatum and Bruto, and of course that's where Fin Fang Foom came. But I thought that was just a cool cover, so enjoyed picking that one up to add to my collection. And then there were 2 artists that were at our shop for Free Comic Book Day. The first one I haven't picked up anything yet from, but I know we've bought some stuff at the shop, so I'll probably pick up something when I have some more money. But there was CL Zeno was there, and he has a Vendrus Theory, I believe is the name of the comic that he's put out. And then he had another new one that he's writing a 12 issue series. It's called Drunk Mom. So I was laughing a lot with him. I was kind of like a little bit their handler during the day to try to help them and make sure that they were taken care of and have what they needed. So we were joking a lot with CL just to see like, okay, which drunk moms are going to come up and pick up your drunk mom comic, or is anybody going to bring it home to give to their wife or something like that? And it's like, what are you saying? Are you calling me a drunk mom? So it was just kind of a funny book. I'm looking forward to checking that one out. And then the other artist that I was very excited to see there is a bigger name, Matthew Roberts. And Matthew Roberts, a lot of people know from Manifest Destiny. And one of the things, if somebody pitched in an extra $5 and got the 5 books extra to pick up from Free Comic Book Day, they also had the Image First issues of number 1 for Manifest Destiny. And so you got a free copy of that if you pitched in $5 as well, and then Matthew Roberts would sign it there. So, one of the things, Manifest Destiny was a great series. If you're into history, and into some monsters and things like that too, it was a great series. Also recently, he finished up the miniseries for Universal Monsters, Creature from the Black Lagoon. And so I enjoyed that series. I'm a big Creature from the Black Lagoon fan. It's probably out of the Universal monster movies. I mean, he's right up there with the Dracula movie for me. I mean, it's just such a iconic movie, and I don't think Creature gets the props that he deserves. So I've always really enjoyed that. And so the Creature from the Black Lagoon stories, like the other Universal Monsters miniseries, are kind of tangential stories to the original movies. So the one with Creature from the Black Lagoon is called Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. And that one's kind of after that first movie happens in there. But Matthew Roberts did all of the art for those. So I was able to get this the issue number one. This was his cover, and I thought it was really cool. There, if you can see there, I'm trying to get the glare off. But with the hand under the water, you get that like water refraction look. So I got to talk to him most of the day just about this series and some stuff he's got coming up. He's got a really cool book that's kind of like a mom with an undead child that's kind of lone wolf and cubbish that's going to be coming out towards later on in the year. So I'm really excited about picking that one up as well. But I did get him to sign that one. Also got him to sign this Creature from the Black Lagoon, the 1 in 25. This is the Joshua Middleton black and white cover, which I thought was great. And the trade that came out for Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, when you ordered this or bought this in our shop, we had some signed cards that came with it that were signed by Dan Waters, Rom V, and Matthew Roberts. But I went ahead and got him to sign, just inside on my trade as well, just to keep it with the actual book. So I thought that was cool. And then he had a variant cover that came out for this series that was done. This is not coming out too glary. Let me take it out of the bag. Mine is A Long Lonesome Grave. And this was a kind of a cool cover with like the skull and the spikes, railroad spikes kind of drawn through it. We had just had at our shop a few months ago, Justin Jordan, who wrote the story. So I had that signed by him. And then this one was also, I got to have signed by Matthew Roberts. So that was cool. And then the biggest thing that I got that was a total surprise. So Matthew Roberts, he said he could like maybe do a commission or something while he was there. But I was kind of letting if anybody else wanted to do that to try to get something done by him. I'm not sure if he ever got a commission, but at his table, I had dropped off these books because I was kind of working stuff, and I was filling up books that had been picked out. I was running trivia, I had a whole bunch of things I was kind of responsible for that day. So I was a little overwhelmed, and I just kind of dropped these books off like, hey, when you can fit them in, that'd be great to sign them. And so one of them was Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, a blank cover. And I talked to him, I was like, can't really afford to get a sketch right now, but if you could sign that, that would be wonderful. So I kind of left, and then just kind of out of the corner of my eye, a few minutes later, I saw him and it looked like he was drawing on it. So I was like, what's going on? So I went up to him and I was like, whoa, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, should I stop? And he was starting to draw a sketch for me. And I said, no, I don't. I said, I can't really afford anything right now. He's like, oh, I'm not charging you for this at all. He's like, you just put a blank sheet of paper in front of an artist and things just happen. So I think this was just kind of a thank you for helping him out a little bit during the day, but he was such a nice guy. A friend of mine who was also helping at the event, got the Manifest Destiny trade and asked him about a remark, he's like, I'll just draw something for you. So super nice. I mean, I was so touched by this, but he did this, which was awesome. It's a whole creature. He did blue lines and then inked over top of it, and I was just so blown away. I mean, so kind and thoughtful. So Matthew Roberts, if you ever happen to see this, blew me away with your kindness. I just love that. And it's such a cool creature. It's kind of his version of doing the creature, which is perfect. So I couldn't ask for anything better. And I just thought that was wonderful. And then on his table, he also had some little mini prints that he was just giving away for free. And so I picked up this one. It's the right hand Von Doom. And so the right hand of Doom, Hellboy, with kind of like a puppet Doctor Doom, just saying Richards, that he's kind of drinking while it's speaking. So doing the whole ventriloquism gig with that. So I was just like, I'm such a Doctor Doom fan. I was like, I got to pick that up from you. So he signed that one too. But I was just blown away with that. Okay, that's enough about Free Comic Book Day. I know I've yammered on along about this, but just recently, if you follow Big Nasty Comics, which if you're not, I would be surprised because I'm a much smaller channel. But Rich and I have become friends through this. We kind of started our channels a little bit close to each other. And he's kind of blowing up. I mean, he did a promotion thing through YouTube just to try to test it out, see how things were going. But he ran a giveaway at 150 when he hit the 150 number. Now, but he's probably at 150,000. I mean, it seems like every time I look, he's got like so many more viewers and everything and subscribers, which is great. But he was doing this thing and said, "Hey, I'll send you some stuff and maybe some stuff that you like." So he kind of asked me a little bit about stuff that I liked, and so he sent me this package. So I'm going to open up, and I realized I forgot my knife. So I'm going to try to do this with a ballpoint pen. Let's see how this works out. So, Rich, thank you so much. We joke a little bit because he does his Saturday night show with Chonko, and oh man, I just totally destroyed this pen. He does a little show with Chonko, which I've typically joined in on his Saturday night streams. And then so I kind of joke like they're a married couple because they're always together, but he's lovingly called me his side piece. So I've enjoyed that. So Rich, love you, buddy. And let me see if I can get into this, or if I need something a little sharper. So I think I got to use something a little bit different than a pen. So found a paint opener. We're going kind of crazy with how I'm going to try to open this up. So, but no Chonko tears so far on the packaging. So it's just a standard. So bear with me. Sorry, I should have been more prepared for unboxing. So let's see what he's got. Oh, very cool. So the first thing I see in here, I got some swag. Oh man, that's awesome. So he sent me, which I'm excited about, very excited about this, some Biggnasty stickers. So that's really cool. Yeah, I'm starting to get some stickers from some people. So really enjoy that. So, and then he sent me a koozie. So I'm gonna have to put this to use on our next live stream. And it's got Biggnasty Comics on YouTube and Instagram. So that's really cool. Thanks so much, Rich. That's awesome. And that's all I need. That's amazing. And then he says, "Oh, okay, I had this wrong. Congrats for being the winner of the 100 sub giveaway. I hope you enjoy the 3 gems I picked out for you." So we'll see see what he's got here. Oh my gosh. I'll just open up here. So I'm gonna let this kind of, oh man, this is cool. So first here, this is a big book, man. This is a nice copy. Supernatural Thrillers #1. Crazy thing about this, I recently just picked this one up. but this is so, I got a beat up copy, but I was like, I just want to read it. And but this is an amazing copy. So, Rich, I'm blown away by this. This is awesome. This was one of the coolest stories that I've read, which has made me want to get more Bronze Age Marvel horror, because it's such a creepy, like dark story, and you read that this kid just got messed up for life. So this is, I mean, this is an amazing copy. Thank you so much, Rich. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Here's a funny one. We got oh, but kind of cool. Wow, I had no idea. Neil Adams, Skate Man. So this is Skate Man issue number one. I knew Neil Adams in like some of the stuff in the 90s. He did kind of these I guess he was not doing things for Marvel and DC and just started doing his own thing, and it jumped onto some of these like independent groups. But this is Skate Man. So he's got, man, look at that. He's just kicking a dude right with a roller skate. Man, that's gotta not feel good. Right in the face. But I mean, you could definitely tell it's Neil Adams on there. So very cool. I've never seen this book, never heard about it. So I'm excited about that one. Yeah. Oh man, and then this is really cool. This is Nick Fury, Agent of Shield. This is I'm yeah, this is a Jim Steranko cover. I love Jim Steranko. And this is number three. I don't think I have this one at all. So I have been getting some of these Steranko. I have the very first issue that I got signed by him at a con, and he opened my book up and went panel by panel and told me everything about the book and just talked to me for like half an hour, as Jim Steranko likes to do. But it was so cool to hear about him and what he did. And Jim Steranko has like kind of a spy background, a little bit. So he's got stories to tell. I'll have to share some of those stories in another video sometime. But this is a great condition book. I love it. It's got the, it's got at the graveyard, and Nick Fury's shadow looming over. It kind of reminds me of that, what is it, Detective 31 and the Batman 227, where it's like the shadowy figure of Batman, the castle, and then the girl running along the road. This has almost like a very similar vibe, a very similar homage to that. So, really cool book. So thank you so much, Rich. I really appreciate it. And above and beyond what I was expecting, I was like, you could, I don't really care. But and I'm not great at receiving gifts. So I'm like my thing is I like to give. And that gives me so much pleasure to just give people things, which is kind of why I'm doing like the art stuff and just sending it out. Just because it does give a lot of enjoyment for that. So but thank you so much, Rich. You got a friend for life in YouTube or beyond for me. So I feel like we've really connected well, being your side piece and all, we better, right? So, but I think we got a lot of similar interests, and Rich is such a wonderful guy. Does some great videos for on like showing some of the stuff in his collection. He's doing comic shop things, his live streams. We have a blast talking on there. So make sure if you're not following Biggnasty Comics on YouTube or Instagram, be sure to do that. Rich is just a really one of those genuine, upstanding guys. Thank you so much for your friendship already. It seems like I've only known him for a couple months, but I would already consider him a good friend. So I appreciate you, Rich. Congratulations on your 100 that this was, but now you're like so far beyond, kind of crazy. But thank you so much, so generous with this. Greatly appreciate that. And just so you know, you might have something coming your way pretty soon. Now that I have your address, yeah, you're done. So thanks so much, Rich. Um, be sure to visit Big Nasty, and I will check you all at a later time. Take care. make sure you flip through a floppy. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.